Bclc is a crown corporation of the province of British Columbia, and we're responsible for all aspects related to gambling in the province. We're going through a cultural change within this organization to really get Bclc prepared for the future.
Bclc wanted to achieve something that was very different from what they came from.
Our old space was a 20-year-old maze.
They came from a very closed environment.
In our little cages all around the office.
And we had the opportunity to take a whole new, fresh look at what they were all about.
One of the opportunities that we had in this facility was to really let the brand essence of Bclc come alive.
Extending the brand into this three-dimensional space was probably the biggest challenge.
Collaborative thinking, collaborative working was very critical.
Lowering panels, creating collaborative areas, and just creating more communication within the entire environment.
We had almost 40 enclosed offices that were eliminated, and people moved into workstations.
The net benefit of an open space allows for more collaboration.
Change management was absolutely key.
We happened to have the opportunity to go down to Herman Miller and not only look at the furniture, but engage the people within the organization to review what we were thinking about from change management. The challenge was there were so many other things that we hadn't thought about, because quite honestly, our business is gambling and entertainment. It's not about change management as it relates to facilities and how it impacts the employees.
Making everybody feel comfortable with where we were going and the rationale around why we made the decisions we did was really important.
One of the most important things before moving was to involve the employees in the process.
It helped to mitigate some of the problems that, that we undoubtedly would have, because, I mean, not everybody comes along quietly, right?
Through the guidance and support of Herman Miller, we were in a position to be able to coach, involve, and get them into the process. So we had lunch and learns on how to use the new technology. We also involved them in just the colorscapes of the office and what we were going to do and what the tones were going to be, what the textures were going to be. Herman Miller was kind enough to build a digital fly-through of what the office would look like so that we could put it on our internal website. We took managers who were moving from closed offices into a workstation environment and got them involved in the decision as to what furniture we picked. By the time they actually arrived, the cultural change was actually quite minimal. And that meant that, quite honestly, by 10:30, the first morning of transition into this new office, you'd think we'd been here for a year, because everything was running like a fine-tuned machine. Our working with Herman Miller really was instrumental in regards to ensuring that the transition that we went through from the old facility to the new was relatively seamless.
The level of communication between groups has improved. It's just a great space to live in. And I think live in is a really key factor here, is that the livability of the space is something that they talk a lot about.
It's just resonated with the employees tremendously. And the feedback we get from people who come in as visitors to the site are just blown away.